Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently holding for further traffic clearance.
Check out Kristen's new website, magicaljourneysvacations.com, for all your vacation needs. Disney, Universal, cruise lines, and more.
Thank you for traveling with us.
magicaljourneysvacations.com. Have her book your magical vacation today.
WDW After Dark, now loading.
WDW After Dark. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. Starring Jeff Davis, Al Jonko, Kristen Hetzel, and Eric Allen. WDW After Dark is live and uncensored. Call the hotline at 410-98-WDW-AD. Follow us on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast and Twitter at WDW After Dark. Headline news: Disney food, video games, Marvel and Star Wars. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. And now prepare yourself for WDW After Dark.
Welcome, everybody, to WDW After Dark, the nighttime talk show for Disney fans. As always, we've got talking heads here, Disney fans in our own right, and we are celebrating the holidays, getting ready to kick off with Black Friday. A lot of stuff to talk about on the show, trip reports, holiday shopping, of course, Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney food news, and stuff with the theme parks as well. My name is Al John Go, joined by my illustrious co-host, Kristen Hetzel. Hello, MissDiningAtDisney.com. How are you?
I'm doing good, I think.
You think?
You're illustrious.
I think I'm doing good.
The illustrious. I've been saying illustrious a lot lately. And also the lovely and talented Mr. Thunder Beaver himself, co-host of the Mighty Marvel Geeks on Sorcerer Radio, as well as the Sorcom Review, Mr. Eric Thunder Beaver Allen. Hello.
The thunder is in. Woohoo!
Nice. What's on tap tonight, Eric?
What, in the cup?
Yeah, what's in the cup?
Well, if you're familiar with like these little flavor drops that you put in water,
yes,
this is the orange vanilla flavor from I think it's Mio. Yeah, Mio. Yeah. And if you put it, you're supposed to put it in water, but if you put it in a Sprite Zero, it's actually quite good.
Quite good. Nice. I like that. Interesting. We're talking about making your makeshift Dole Whip at home.
Well, orange Dole Whip.
Orange Dole Whip. Yeah, is that putting the little mayo in there?
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, I'm sure they have that's what Disney needs to do this. Hey, Bob Iger, if you are listening, you're watching, and you very well should be. This is something to put into the merchandising plan. Dole Whip flavor drops.
Nice.
I like that. Yeah,
there you go.
Work on it. Turkey leg.
I was just gonna
like smoked turkey leg.
Definitely want the smoked turkey leg.
Yeah. Have you all checked out the turkey leg air freshener? Have you tried it? Have you smelled it? Yes. Does it actually smell like smoked turkey leg?
It's gross.
It's not as good as an actual turkey leg in your hand, but what is?
Right. Well, I was just curious about that. I mean, this is the season of giving after all, and we have a lot of different things to talk about in regards to gift giving and things that are going down at the Disney parks. As always, you're welcome to join us on Blab. We do this quite frequently on Blab every week. We started the trend, and we're keeping it going. During the holiday season, we'll probably do a couple more shows before the show goes on a hiatus for the holidays, and we will be back sometime in January. But the best way to follow and find out when we're doing the show and where you can tune in live, feel free to follow us on social media. At WDW After Dark is our Twitter. Also, on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast. And this show will be up on YouTube momentarily after the show is done. We've got a lot more production elements to slide in there as well. And before we get into all the Disney news and our trip report from our last trip, Chris and I's last trip to the Walt Disney World Resort, don't forget, today is a great day for you to start your shopping. And I say that because Black Friday is right around the corner. Amazon has just released their 1 or 2 hour ship in some markets, which is really awesome. I can't wait to try that out for myself. But you can visit wdwafterdark.com and click on our Amazon web link. And there, Amazon shows a little bit of love in the form of a little commission. It doesn't cost any more to you, but you get all the great services, all the great products that you know and love from the trusted vendor, Amazon themselves. And now you've got all kinds of holiday shopping you need to get done. We're going to talk about some of those great deals you can get on Amazon and stuff you can get for the Disney, Star Wars, or Marvel fan in your household, how you can save. So our recommendations are coming up, but bookmark wdwafterdark.com and click that link for Amazon and start helping out our show. Another way you can help out is by buying your tickets through Fandango. We've got a lot of great Disney movies getting ready to be unleashed or awakening in your, I was going to say unleashed, getting ready to be released in theaters. Now get this. All right. Fandango has been a great partner of our web show for many years. And you can now actually get movie tickets to The Good Dinosaur this weekend before they sell out. It's going to be a big hit, and the trailers look amazing. Kristen and I and Eric, too, we've talked about it from our D23 coverage. This looks like a very heartwarming movie. What would happen if the comet or the asteroid that was going to be hitting Earth actually missed and the dinosaurs actually lived? And what if they actually talked? So you can check that out in the brand new Disney Pixar film that's coming out. And Disney Pixar just doing great work there. The Good Dinosaur in theaters November 28th. Get your tickets through our Fandango link at wdwafterdark.com. Other movies, if you don't know, there's a little movie by the name of Star Wars The Force Awakens already breaking the box office numbers. And that's just in 3D. What is it? 300 million? 300 million at the box office. Discounting some gates through Fandango. I already said that the film would already, make more than 300 million. But The Force Awakens hitting theaters on December 18th. Get your tickets now. I've already gotten mine, and I hope you've gotten yours through our Fandango link. Last but not least, this is the holiday season. I think it's really cool when you get the entire family together to discuss Disney and your next Disney vacation or cruise. You can book that by supporting our show. Kristen at Magical Journeys Vacations will definitely help you out. So please check out magicaljourneysvacations.com. Kristen will give you all the advice you need, help book your trip for you. And once again, you can give your money to the mouse, or you can simply help out our show, and Kristen will help you save money. Lord knows that the mouse will definitely take as much money as they can out of your grubby little hand.
Right.
So have Kristen save you money. Have us help book your trip. And thank you so much to everyone tuning into our show tonight via Live Blab. Check out Imagineer 6. Thank you. Hello, Miss Emily, Ryan Kennedy, our good buddies, joining us there in the chat room as well. And we urge you to join us on our Live Blab on Tuesdays. Is it Tuesday already? Gosh, I don't even. Tuesday.
Yes,
Good.
it is Tuesday.
I'm losing track of time because crazy work. But right now, let's go ahead and launch into our trip report. Eric, you want to know all about it.
I want to know all about it. Y'all have been like cruel people because you have held all these details back from me because you don't want to talk about when she's not here, and she's
That's
been
right.
too wrapped up in the little thing called hockey.
Let's go, Predators.
I want a shirt like that. I want one of the jerseys with my name on the back.
There you go.
Just because, I'm not a big hockey person, but any chance I can get a Smilodon on my shirt, it's going to be a good freaking day.
Well, Eric, all you had to do was ask. I think we can hook you up. The funny thing is that, you're going to come up and visit us soon.
Yes.
And I would love for you and the clone to come up and see a Predators game with us. That would be really cool.
That would be cool.
Love to see you guys come up to Nashville and hang out and explore Music City. You know, you need to
And being
explore
a-
the town.
Being a season ticket holder, I can get discounts on tickets.
You see, she's always about them discounts.
We'll have to. There
I
you
am.
go.
I'm all about, hey, look, the more money you can save people, the happier they are. And I like happy people.
You know what we say? We say, friends don't let friends buy retail. You know, let's spread the wealth. Let's spread the love. So, Kristen, I'll have you go ahead and launch into our recent trip report a few weeks back. So I'll let you go ahead and start.
Let's see. Should we start with going to Waldorf Astoria?
Let's start with
Start
that.
at the beginning.
Start
That's a
at
good
Okay,
place
that
to
was-
start.
Chris, yeah, Eric's is like, let's just start from the top. So
At Waldorf Astoria, we stayed there for 3 nights, which was awesome. That's one of those hotels you just don't want to check out of. Like, the beds are so comfy. They're like big, fluffy clouds that you get to sleep on.
the best night's sleep I've ever had.
Oh my
honestly.
God. It's better than the sleeping in your own bed. It is that comfortable.
Okay, you mentioned the Waldorf Astoria. For those of us who are geographically challenged, where specifically is this?
Okay. So you know when you're going down Lake Buena Vista Drive, which has your Epcot resorts, it's got Hollywood Studios on it. That's where downtown Disney is.
Right.
As you go past Caribbean Beach,
Yes.
right before you drive into downtown Disney is a sign on the right side, and it says Bonnet Creek. And back in Bonnet Creek, you have
Okay.
the Hilton is back there, and there is also Waldorf Astoria,
Sweet.
which is part of Hilton. So it's within Disney gates, but it's off the beaten path. It's really quiet, really relaxing. It's awesome. And everything you could eat there is just beyond phenomenal.
Just so you know,
Cool.
Eric, when we stay there at the resort, of course, we're taking in the food, but Kristen and I actually don't go to the theme park at all. We don't go to the parks. We actually stay at the resort and relax because it's, like I said, Eric, we save up our points. We save up all of our money to do these type of trips. And it's so well worth it. I feel so recharged from actually staying there. And it's hard to say when you go to the park sometimes.
So let me get this straight. You went to Disney, stayed inside the property, and didn't go to the parks. There are
For
some
3 days.
people, myself included, who would just consider that so much crazy talk.
Yeah. Well, we knew we were going to be there for another week.
Oh, okay.
So our entire length of stay was actually, what was it, Kristen? Was it 7 days? We ended up staying 7 days, right?
9 nights.
9 nights, yeah.
9 nights.
Okay, so there you have it.
So we did 3 there, and we did we spent 3 days hanging out at the pool, just kind of relaxing. They have a restaurant that's located at the pool called Aquamarine. So we had lunch there one day and did a picture of lime and a coconut, which is one of their signature drinks that they have there.
Did
We're
you
talking
just
about
get
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Okay, so one of my favorite drinks is the lime and the coconut. I had thought I had a picture of it. I'll have to show it. But go ahead, Kristen.
So we did that the first or the second night. And see, I drove overnight. So I drove Thursday night to get there Friday morning. Aljon was already down there because he had to be there for work. And that's the one nice thing when we have done this in the past is having a day to kind of like recharge rather than be completely killing myself the first day of the trip by going to the park after not sleeping. So we just kind of hung out at the resort. Then Saturday night we did, Friday we did head out for a little bit because we went to Jock Lindsay's and checked out that place. It was packed. You had to kind of like stock tables to wait for somebody to get up because it's first come, first serve kind of thing. You know, it's a bar. So you just find whatever table or bar space is available and you just got to got to grab it and then just ask somebody to clean your table.
So Jock Lindsay's, by the way, is at Disney Springs, formerly Downtown Disney. And I'm holding a picture here of the drinks. Kristen had a international beer flight, and I had some kind of trying to remember what kind of drink this was, Kristen.
It's like some fruity kind of cauldron.
That was
drink.
the monkey thing.
The monkey head,
It's
yeah, the monkey head.
Monkey head.
Well, I mean, it's a callback to Indiana Jones, of course, in the travels of Indiana Jones and Jock Lindsay, and it was really good. So we ended up getting the what was it? The special cup for the drink, and we have a nice collection of really nice cups. So we love it, and this is a must do, Eric. Next time you guys go to Disney, and you got to check out Jock Lindsay's. As a Lucas fan, as a fan of the Indiana Jones films, you're gonna love the theming. And in fact, Kristen, you had something you wanted to add to that?
I have with the description of the drink.
Okay, go for it.
It's the cool-headed monkey. It has Star African rum, Vanderham tangerine liqueur, fresh lime juice, watermelon, and pineapple juice.
It's the best, yo. I'm saying right now, it is so good. And, and it also has coasters from Club Obi-Wan. Just so you know, the coasters are a collection of coasters from around the different bars that Indy and Jock had visited.
Yes.
So I had made a request saying, do you have a coaster from Club Obi-Wan? And they're like,
and they did.
So they handed it out. And of course, they also asked our table if we had a call sign, because every cast member that works there has a little name tag, and they have their little call sign. So, Kristen, what's your call sign?
I don't remember what I came up with. I was too tired to remember that.
I was like, if they don't have a Darkwing Duck around here somewhere, I'm gonna be quite pissed. But but anyway, just the food was great. Nice portion sizes and well made, and the theming was great. We sat outside, and it was like sitting on the Jungle Cruise having a drink. Eric, was that cool?
Okay, now if I go into the Jungle Cruise and try to have a nice quiet drink on board the boat, they're not going to let me do it, are they?
No.
I mean, they should, because it's not like I'm drinking and driving the boat.
Yeah.
If I have enough drinks, I'll get up and drive the boat.
Yeah, Disney Dean in the chat room says, I've seen Adventurers Club stuff in there too. Yes, they're in there.
See, I want to go through and here the things. You're talking about the drinks, which sound great. You're talking about the food, which also sounds great. Mm-hmm. But what I want to do is go just walking real slow around the place, mm-hmm. and just looking at all the decorations, the theming, the props, and just see what kind of Easter eggs I can pull out of there.
Oh, too many to mention. Our friend Ryan Hurley and his wife Jess, who's also a cast member, and he's also a former cast member, took pictures, and you've seen him, Eric.
I've seen some, yeah.
And there's props from the film, a recreation of props from the films. There are different letters that Jock has written to his friends, and pictures of aviators and all kinds of great adventures. The menu itself is pretty badass. Kristen, we had pretzels and the sausages, and what else did we have? The hummus. I'm trying to think of what else we had.
Yeah, we had the hummus, and that was it. We ordered 3.
Okay, and we were stuffed
because I wanted to order 4, and she said, "Don't do that."
Yeah, she suggested.
She was like,
"You want more?"
She's like,
more.
"I really recommend just starting with those 3, and if you're still hungry, ordering something else." Because you look at the prices and you're thinking, oh, this is Disney and it's $8, so it's going to be small. None of it was. So you
they might make that change down the road, but until then, eat it up, because those are really big plates of appetizers and shareable food for you and your entire party. So, if you've got a party of 2 or more, the more the merrier. Just order a few things and just share off each other's apps, because they're so good.
There's one thing that nobody, I I've never heard anybody mention, but I think this would actually be a cool addition. Of course, when I say it, you may disagree with me, but you remember when you saw Jock at the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and they've taken off and they're escaping from the natives, and Indy's just sitting there in the cockpit, and all of a sudden he looks down, and there's Reggie. They need a Reggie.
They might.
They need, of course, put it where it can't get out, but definitely just have a snake in a case and say, "This is Reggie," and see how many people get the joke.
I hate snakes.
I know.
They actually didn't they have a drink, Kristen, that is based off of a snake, and I believe it was like said something about Reggie in the menu or something like that.
It's Reggie's Revenge. It's
Reggie's Revenge.
It's Florida cane, Orlando orange vodka, Midori melon liqueur, white cranberry juice, and fresh lime juice.
You see, there you go, Eric.
Sounds good.
Yes, and okay. So the people next to us had a couple Reggies, and
no. They had no. Let me think. Hold on.
Reggie's. There was a green drink, so I was like automatically.
It's not ripe yet.
It's not. That's right.
Wait, maybe you're right. Maybe it was that.
So
yeah,
they
it must
had
have
it.
been. Okay, sorry.
They had it, and I was like, "Oh, Kristen, that looks really nice. Look at what they're drinking. I wonder if that tastes good." They drank it, and immediately, like, they didn't even.
It was
5
the
minutes.
husband.
Well, it was the husband. I guess he had one. He's like, as soon as he finished it, like, he downed it. He goes, "I'll have another." And I said, "You didn't like that drink at all, did you, buddy?" And he's like, "Nope, not at all. Not at all." But they were really nice people. And Reggie's Revenge is definitely a drink I'm going to check out in my next trip. But there you go, Eric. Your idea has been made a reality. Poof.
Not quite, but close.
Well, your
That's
drink.
probably about as close as anybody's really going to get to it.
Well, I don't know if they're going to have. They could have, and probably should have, an animatronic snake in a glass case somewhere in the bar. So we did not see a Reggie when we walked in, but it doesn't mean that he wasn't there.
There you go.
But there was a drink in
There
his
you
honor.
go. It'd almost be like a game. It's kind of like, spot the Reggie. Is he over here? Is he over there? Is he underneath your chair?
All of a sudden, be like a Bug's Life under your chair. What's going on over here?
That's what they need. They need to incorporate that tech, so that
Exactly.
way, just all of a sudden, zoop, it's like, what?
Exactly.
Oh, that's just one pet snake, Reggie.
So Kristen, where else did we happen to go during that time?
Well, Saturday we did a Taste of Bull and Bear, which Bull and Bear is a fine dining restaurant inside Waldorf Astoria, and it is amazing. I mean, everything we had was just beyond phenomenal. Let's see.
Just so you know, part of I do have a picture. This is the Chilean sea bass. Kristen, you want to talk about this?
Yes, that is not on the menu as of less than a month ago. Because in order for anything to be added to the Waldorf Astoria menu at Bull and Bear, it has to be served 100 times. And then if all goes well, if people like it, then it gets added to the menu. But it has to be served at a minimum of 100 times.
It was so good.
If it's not on the menu, how can you order it?
Well, the Taste of Bull and Bear is a special event that they do during Food and Wine weekends, and that coincides with the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival.
It's a prefix.
So it's only on the weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So like Bull and Bear, that menu is available for that particular thing on Fridays and Saturdays during Food and Wine. But it's that is the spinach, mushroom, and tomato encrusted Chilean sea bass over sorrel sauce with a ring of piped butternut squash puree.
The best food ever.
It was 5. It was 5 courses with wine pairings.
Oh, nice.
And I'm not talking like, these were not like little courses. I mean, it was a good sized piece of uh, sea bass, and you had a good piece of fillet and things like that. It wasn't just something little tiny. And for $110, I beyond highly recommend, if you're looking for something in addition when you're doing Epcot Food and Wine, you're going to do a special dining experience, head over there and do that dinner, because it is well worth it.
Yeah, when you consider the value of the particular
ones at
courses
Disney
you get.
they're not cheap anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so question.
Answer.
It's $25 just for the lobster salad that we had.
Oh, wow. So what did they pair up with the Chilean sea bass?
Oh, we just lost Kristen.
I guess she was scared of that question.
Well, with the Chilean sea bass, I believe we got a Pinot Gris, a really, really nice Pinot Gris. And as you can see here, I'm going to try to pull up Kristen's Instagram here in just a little bit so you can see. But what I was trying to say is, if you take all of the different courses, the 6 courses plus the little free as they say, compliments of the chef appetizer at the very beginning, the food and wine pairings, and the fact that it's and I say bottomless, but they never will leave your wine glass empty. It is quite a value when you think about the amount of money that you spend and the quality of food that you get. So so Kristen, the pairing for the Chilean sea bass was a Pinot Gris, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Let me see.
But I'm trying to look through your Instagram here.
No, the Pinot Gris went with the lobster. It was a Sonoma.
She's looking.
Is Chardonnay.
Oh, Chardonnay. Okay. So here, if you follow Dining at Disney and Kristen, while she gets her bearings, I'm going to flip through her Instagram. So here is.
Nice.
This would be the lobster salad. I don't know if Kristen's looking at this or if she's on a delay. So the lobster salad, though, that lobster was so great. You see, she's lost again.
Oh, she's lost again.
She's having some issues, folks. But that's okay. So that was a lobster salad. Was really awesome. We did see, this is her picture of the Chilean sea bass here.
Okay.
You can see.
Yep.
And then this right here is the bison. It's cooked medium rare.
That's actually the back of your phone. Oh, there it is.
There it is. I'm sorry. I had to read the description. So the steak bison was so yummy. And the way they would prepare the potatoes, there was actually, it looks like the potatoes and the roasted garlic. You can kind of see the potatoes are right here on the top, and the roasted garlic is right here.
Yeah.
But the roasted potatoes are sliced in such a way that they're tiny, tiny slivers, and they're covered with this really nice cheddar cheese. And
there's a white cheddar that's mixed in with it.
Yep. And every little bite that you take of the potatoes has that cheddar in there, and it's cut paper thin, so it's perfectly cooked, evenly cooked, and it just tastes great. And we also have this. Kristen took a picture of this Alvazar port wine that had a vintage of a 1927 put in the wine itself, the port wine.
Yeah.
And it tasted super sweet, a great way to end the night. And that was paired
which we left beyond completely stuffed.
Yeah.
And we had the first reservation too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We were there for what, 3.5 hours, Kristen?
It was around 3 hours. It was a lot of time.
Anyway, Bull and Bear is wonderful. And I know that we don't have too much time to go into a whole lot of stuff, but
this is my feeling about it. Is if you cannot afford to go to Victoria and Albert because it is very pricey,
Yes.
this is the next best thing that you can do. You're not, and you don't have to get dressed up in, suits and cocktail dresses or anything like that. It's business casual. So, go in there with a collared shirt and some khaki pants and you're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a lot of fun there at the resort. Kristen goes into more detail with Dining at Disney and her podcast, diningatdisney.com, regarding that. She and I both talk in a lot of detail about our different courses, as well as the tea time and the resort.
We did the royal tea. We did that on Sunday.
Yeah.
The royalty.
The royalty, yes.
Royalty.
And then we also...
you can't have tea like the peasants have. You have to have tea like the royalty have. Of course.
We're getting ready to launch a podcast, I believe, from our sister podcast, WDW Teak Room, that's on Sorcerer Radio, that has our interview with Greg Grunberg from Heroes and Star Wars and so many J.J. Abrams films. We're going to have our little review on there as well. So check out our sister podcast, WDW Tiki Room, as well. And I'll put that in the show notes. But we love the Waldorf. So you want to talk about the park, Kristen?
Yeah, we don't need to get so in depth in the food stuff because, see, this gives people a reason to tune into my podcast as well as read the blog and look at all the delicious photos.
That's right.
It's an incentive. Gotta have a reason to go there.
Consider it an appetizer.
There you go.
An hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah,
An hors d'oeuvre for the ears.
Indeed. So let's talk about the
Monday
parks
was
really
Epcot.
quick. Yep.
Monday was Epcot, and we did food and wine, and no table service restaurants at all that day. It was just all about doing food and wine. Which, Anton, what did you think of food and wine this year?
Well, look, Kristen and I had done the food and wine preview event that happened earlier in the year, so we had an opportunity to taste the food, talk to the chefs, hang out with our friends, Tony Casanova from the Disney Parks podcast, Raphael De Verona from De Mouse, and a few of our other friends who are Disney podcasters as well. And we already ate a lot of that food, so it didn't come as quite a surprise to me, but I wish they had some more newer things, like you mentioned on your podcast. I wish they had some newer things on the menu. I know that you can't please everybody. Some people love to have their tried and true. I want my pork sliders. I want my tuna poke. I want my German beer flight. I want this, that they come every single year for those things. So Disney appeases them. But for people that have come every year, or this is their 10th year coming or 12th year coming, however long they've been coming to the Food and Wine Festival, I feel like they need to add a little something new to pre-existing marketplaces that are there. For example, staples like the beer cheese soup, I think, are a no-brainer. Beer cheese soup, you probably need to keep on there for the Canada Pavilion. But what else new can you put in there? It's a mix.
For several years now.
Mm-hmm. And you come to a point where, well, I was a little underwhelmed, but I see all the new faces there. I see the park was so full, Eric. I mean,
see, that's what I'm hesitant to say if I've done something before and it's not as good as it was. I don't like saying that too much, because what you and I would feel as down, this could be somebody's only experience with it.
Right.
And I just feel kind of bad It's like they're going around, oh, this is wonderful. I can't believe I'm here. I'll get to do food and wine finally after all these years. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, well, it's kind of ho-hum.
Well, to them,
Yeah, I mean, to them, it could be like, the greatest thing on earth.
Well, this is where I would like to see things changed up. Last year, I'm gonna use two different marketplace booths as examples. Hops and barley.
Okay.
2 years ago, they had the lobster roll.
Okay.
Last year, the lobster roll wasn't on it. This year, the lobster roll was back. Now, see, I like that. You had a little bit of change up. They kept some of the menu items, but changed up maybe one or two of them. And that way, people who hadn't been before, they've got something new to try at that booth. And people who are going for the first time, they're going to be happy. People who have their favorites, they might be happy, they might be disappointed, but for the most part, you've got something for the people who come regularly, because there is quite a few. You've got locals who come all the time. Hawaii has been around since 2011 with the same exact menu. Nothing has changed on it.
Mm-hmm.
How many years do you need to eat the same? I mean, it's not even slightly different. It is the same year after year. The Kahlua Park slider and tuna poke. Tuna pokey.
You do the tuna poke and you turn it
around.
Okay,
I'd like to see them have added something new this year to those two items. And then maybe next year taking one of those off and put something new on it. And then maybe the next year you bring that other dish back and switch something else out. But that way there's a little bit of change, because a lot of these menus really did not change much at all. So if you've been, like we've gone every year since 2007.
Yeah. Okay, I have one question.
And this year I really felt like there was too much of the same.
Yeah. I do have one question. I tried to listen very intently, but hops and barley.
Yes.
What does a lobster roll have to do with hops and barley?
It's they all have New England food there.
Sam Adams in the past
Adams.
has been like the staple there.
Okay, because so when you say I've never visited the hops and barley booth.
Okay.
It's in America, folks. It's in America.
Yeah.
We should let them know.
Yeah.
It's in the America Pavilion in the World Showcase at Epcot for food and wine.
Okay. So never been to that booth. But when I hear hops and barley, I think this is basically the beer tent. There's
a lot of beer, Eric. They have a lot of beer there.
Good. I can't believe that I never went to it. But
yeah, they have a beer flight. The past couple years, it's been different. In 2013, it was Sam Adams, and then in 2014, and then this year, they had changed out those to be more of specialty beers, craft beers, and not a big company like Sam Adams.
Okay, I know why I've never visited it, because I get as far as Germany, and I'm thinking I'm good.
I've done that.
I am here for the duration.
Disney DVC 5571 says, our good buddy, he says they mailed it in, and I would have to agree to a certain extent. They mailed it in.
It's possible.
Look, the crowds speak for themselves.
You also have a different person heading this up now.
Yep.
Jens Dahlman is no longer the executive chef for Epcot. He's now a manager.
Yeah.
So you have somebody else that's awesome, that has been heading up this particular event. So,
well, if you look at the attendance and people who have bought vacations during that time, and you consider, well, if it ain't broke, and I'm saying, that's why we tend to do those other experiences at the Swan and Dolphin, at the Waldorf Astoria, at the Four Seasons, because it broadens our whole experience with food and wine for the time that we're there. So
Broadens the horizons, you know.
yeah. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound like I'm a snooty a-hole. Okay.
No. I mean,
We always enjoy food and wine.
we love it.
We always enjoy food and wine. That's why we go year after year. My only criticism is, like I said, I would like a little bit more changes done to the menu. And I'm not saying like don't, completely change everything at every place, but maybe you remove a dish and add something else and just kind of swap things around a little bit, just for a little bit of a change, because this year there was more that stayed on the menu than in previous years.
Okay, you talk about switching things up a little bit. Say you got a phone call and they said, we want to switch out one kiosk to one of your choosing. Which do you pull and which do you put in?
Wow. I'll leave that to Kristen. I'll defer.
Wow, that's a good question.
I mean, do you pull Hawaii because it's been the same thing for so long?
I think you just change it up. I think you just change your menu. There's so many different delicacies to be had in Hawaii other than the tuna poke and the Kahlua pork sliders, for heaven's sake. Although I will say this, they make an awesome pork. There's no doubt about it. When you go to Hawaii, their pork is amazing. So maybe do something else other than the damn sliders.
Spam. I hear that's big down there.
Spam is really big, and I know this because I'm Filipino. Spam is really big around there, but I don't know if that would appeal to so many masses. I mean, I dig it. Yeah, spam burgers are probably not.
Spam sushi. Boom, there you go.
There you go.
But see, one thing that they kind of do is try and blend some of the neighboring countries into the menu of, like, Poland has a goulash, which is traditionally, it's a Hungarian dish that has been kind of, taken on by, some other countries as well. Yeah. But, now they have the goulash with the sauerkraut pierogi, which when I was in Poland, I never saw that anywhere. And I ordered pierogies, but it's one of those things where you can see that they've kind of used a little bit of the neighboring culture to kind of bring some of those other things into it, because one year they had Austria and then it was gone. And I really liked that when they had Austria. They had some pretty good food.
Yeah.
Germany, I wish they'd change that up.
Look, if you have not experienced the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival, feel free. It is a great event. Don't go during the weekend because I said you want to enjoy this event. And during the weekend, it is literally a sea of humanity. You will be in longer lines in food pavilions than seeing Peter Pan in Magic Kingdom. So,
and I recommend going midweek, do like maybe Wednesday and Thursday, do 2 days. That way, if they sold out of something on the weekend, they have some time to possibly replace that, replenish whatever that particular item is. And don't plan on doing anything else. Just plan on that being your meals for those days. And you get to sample as much food as possible. Share.
Also, a couple other things to note is that if you are planning your vacation, you might want to try to avoid doing the first week of the Food and Wine Festival because it tends to be really, really busy. And then the second week, you'll have an opportunity to get those collectible items that you missed out on, because we got there, Kristen, the second to last week of the Food and Wine Festival, third to last week of the Food Festival, they already had a lot of stuff sold out. To my surprise, no pins, no vinylmation. There's a lot of T-shirts that have already been sold out, like the pass holders T-shirt sold out in several weeks. There were some mugs and things that were sold out, and I'm thinking to myself, this sucks. Like, I wanted to buy some merchandise, and like they don't have any stupid merchandise. It's like, are you kidding me? The same thing happened at Star Wars weekends. And rest in
From
peace.
now on, if we can't make it at the beginning of the festival, I'm gonna contact Tony and ask him to, when he next time he heads over to Epcot, to pick up like X, Y, and Z for me and be like, when I see you, I will have money for you, or dinner will be on us, or whatever.
Right.
That sounds like one of my best friends from college. He after we graduated, he moved down there for a little while, and so I just get this text every once in a while going, "Hey, feeling like Epcot tonight. See ya." It's just kind of like,
you bastard. Well, once again, if you're just joining us, this is WDW After Dark, the talk show for Disney fans, the nighttime show. And we appreciate you following us at wdwafterdark.com. All of our social media is there, as well as an archive of shows. We've been doing this show now for 4-5 years?
It's been at least 4 or 5, yeah.
Something like that. I dare say
feels like freaking forever.
We are doing a trip report right now, and just to kind of move things along, we did happen to go to the Disney Hollywood Studios during our time there, and it looks like they do have a lot of stuff kind of going away. A lot of rides have been shut down. A few rides and attractions have been shut down, but
We found a shop.
yes, which is
You can say it. This is all about you.
no,
This
there's
is your
they have Watto's Grotto.
You think you come by the Jedi Musketeer waving your hand round around them, a Toydarian.
Yes, that's it.
Look on me. All the money.
Yes. We were there at Watto's Grotto. They had a lot of great Disney stuff there, by the way, as you could imagine. And so if you're there, kind of back toward the rear of Muppet Vision 3D, there you have it. Star Wars shop, great memorabilia there on sale, lightsabers, clothing from Ashley Eckstein's Her Universe, and so much more. So please check that out. And Kristen, I'm trying to think of the other thing we did see there at Hollywood Studios. Right now, as it pertains to Star Wars and Star Tours, they are now showing new scenes in Star Tours. Our friend Natalie from Meet the Magic was there. I put a little snippet of what you could experience there on JediMouseketeer.com. But Kristen, she tells you that they have new scenes
Yes.
from The Force Awakens.
Okay, here. Let me read her text message to me.
Okay.
Find this. Okay. She says, because I asked what were the new scenes, and she said had Flynn and 2 TIE fighters and the Millennium Falcon. She said the
Millennium Falco.
Rock me, Amadeus.
What?
You said Falco. Falco's Rock Me Amadeus, right?
She said that was one of the scenes, and then at the one scene, where the plane, I think the pod racer that crashes into the
Yes.
no,
Yes.
what is it?
The
Star Speeder?
The Star.
The thing that crashes into the front of the windshield.
Well,
That doesn't break anymore.
Oh, neat.
Now
Whoa,
the
whoa,
pilot
whoa.
throws paint on the window.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, so the windshield doesn't break when you crash land in Naboo? Why the heck did they change that?
I don't know. She said it doesn't break anymore, and now he throws paint. I'm like,
What? Dude. Maybe they're afraid that, well, if the windshield cracks and it busts open, we're all sucking vacuum, so we're dead.
Well, they've already landed in Naboo, so they have an oxygen atmosphere, so we're good.
Well, yep, still.
I don't know.
Airline safety, that sort of thing.
Imagineer 6 says, every time I get the Naboo scene, I want to die. I'm like, oh no, don't feel that way.
Dude, Jar Jar's not that bad.
No.
I can tell you, I am very excited that they have added something to it because I've been somewhere around 50 times on Star Tours, and so I really needed a change.
Well, that's the great thing about the technology that they incorporated when they basically rebooted all of Star Tours. They can do that now. They can say, well, we want the Millennium Falcon flying through the wreckage of the Star Destroyer, or we figure we want a pod race around World Showcase. Well, all you got to do is make the sequence and just slip it in.
Mike Curlo, Cerullo, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Sorry, Mike. On the chat room says, "Hi all, leaving for the world on Thanksgiving." Like, wow. Well, congratulations. He's very excited. While you're there,
See, I could be it now, but I'm not.
Natalie invited Kristen out. Natalie invited Kristen out to Disney this week, and she says
she didn't invite you. She invited her.
She didn't invite me. No. She says,
well, she didn't invite Alton because we would be sharing a room, so it would be Natalie, Con, her mom Edna, and myself in one room.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing: they go to Disney sometimes without me. I'm working. I travel a lot, and then she tells me, "Well, Natalie invited me out to Disney this week," and then I said, "Okay," and then she goes, and I said, "So I'm here though. I'm here with you," and I'm like, "Okay, is that a death sentence?" It's like, am I the consolation prize? What am I? I'm not like, she sounded, she's like, "Well, I don't want to go while you're here."
I don't want to go while you're here.
Yeah, I don't have, and I'm like, "Oh, well, that's comforting." but
Thanks, baby. I'm glad that
Look, I could have done what she did. She told Tommy, like, see it in a week.
We've done this before.
See, I didn't.
But you see, typically, this week I've been working locally in town, so it has given us some time to have fun, reconnect, and truth be told, Eric, she has cooked some wonderful dishes for me tonight.
Aww.
Awesome pasta, and the other night freaking steak, and I'm happy as a clam, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah, so Kristen's like, "Oh, I won the prize because she's home, but she lost out because she's not at Disney." So
okay, so I gotta derail the conversation for just uno momento because you did bring it up. Okay. When she cooks,
yes,
I guess I should say, Kristen, when you cook, how much do you cook Disney recipes? I mean, seriously,
Rarely.
do you kind of like this? Do you come in after a hard day work? Go, hey baby, how about fix me some school bread, just like we get in Norway? I really could use some school bread, baby.
School bread's never going to happen. I am not a baker.
Like to bake.
A baker whatsoever. If it requires some form of, if it's some kind of dessert bread thing, it's not going to happen. Mickey waffles. I can do Mickey waffles. I mean, you just mix up some batter and you throw it in the waffle maker. However, they won't look like Mickey. I don't have them. I won't have Mickey head shaped waffles, but I'm more of a. I'm definitely a cook. Like, I like to get in the kitchen and play with ingredients, and I find it very difficult to follow recipes because I'll go, "Oh, but see, this would be better with this," and that seems like too much. That I don't want to put that much in. So if I'm making a Disney recipe, it's going to be recorded and be put on YouTube, which has been a long time.
Okay,
but I do if I have a party.
Okay,
for parties, I've done Disney recipes.
Your go-to, Kristen.
Yeah, your go-to Disney recipe when you
recipe?
have company.
One of them is, this I make every year for Christmas, and it's butternut squash soup from Boma. That I make every year. Even my mom, who does not like curry, likes it. So she is a meat and potato person, like very, very basic, food. She doesn't like anything unusual. So for her to eat that is like a big deal. So.
Yeah, totally. She had Mike had a question. Does anyone know the name of the hibachi restaurant in Epcot? Kristen? Tapanito, which is very good.
Tapanito.
Look, the Epcot Food and Wine, bottom line, still an awesome event. If you are a first-time person trying to plan your trip for next year, take those tips into consideration. Buy Kristen's dining guide as a helpful friend to help you guide your way through the different marketplaces throughout Epcot. You'll still have a great time. And Eat to the Beat concert series, if you're a fan of food, you're a fan of pop music, you're really going to like seeing the talent and the very talent that come in. They did up their experience in terms of Eat to the Beat.
Yeah, they did.
Years past, because they're getting more talent, more newer talent that hasn't been there every year, like Starship or 38 Special. So you're getting.
Well, look, they changed Flower and Garden last year's concert series from Flower Power
let's
to
be honest.
Garden Rocks. And
as some of the Flower Power artists are getting into their 70s, it's going to be a little bit harder to get them out to Epcot. So they needed to make that change to include newer artists.
But they made but they added a lot of new artists and current artists that people actually want to see.
Well, kudos to the entertainment buyers and planners for getting newer acts in there, as well as nostalgia, older acts that bring that sense of nostalgia from those generations past. So now we talked about Food and Wine. We talked about Disney Hollywood Studios. We did catch, by the way, one of the openings, the Osborne Family Lights.
Yeah.
And I have to say, the Osborne Lights were so incredibly great to see in its soft opening. We saw it a week before they actually were supposed to put it on display. And I got, Kristen said, just get the pass holder shirt. It's the last one you're going to get. And it says, it's a wrap. And it has, Mickey and Donald on it. And I'm glad I did get it. But there's just something weird about seeing the Osborne Family Lights while it's 75 freaking degrees outside. It's just
well, of course
it was hot and it's packed with people because of course once you find out, people start tweeting more and more people, and the people in the park are like, what's going on over there? We got to go check that out. Because we just happened to be walking through the streets of America, and I went to take a picture of the cart that was out because it had the menu on it, and the cast member said, we are doing a surprise tonight. We're going to actually start it early.
Ooh, nice.
And we're like, what time? She's like 6 o'clock. Well, we weren't supposed to. Would have left hours earlier to go home until she said that. And then we're like, oh, no, we got to stay because we'll never see it again.
Yeah.
You should never pass this way again.
Well, I'm glad we did. And I really appreciate Kristen for mentioning that, because I was about ready to throw in the towel. But I'm glad we did. And she periscoped it. You'll see a lot of videos on YouTube regarding the Osborne Lights. But they did such a great job. And it's so much fun. So as you're planning your trip, you're going to call Kristen to help book your trip at Magical Journeys Vacations. Cha-ching! Definitely go in there and check out Osborne Lights in its final showing. I think Mike was asking, why is it that in the chat room, why is it that they're shutting it down? Well, Eric.
Well,
why are they getting the lights?
Well, first of all, they got tired of paying the light bill, and it's going green because they were just killing so many trees while they were keeping the Osborne factory going, and plus, it's just oppression. That's what it is. It's oppression. The folks over at Universal got feeling oppressed and discriminated against because, we had all this wonderful stuff over at Disney. And, I'm sorry. You want the actual reason.
Yes.
Well, it's because it's the same reason that so many attractions are being closed over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, is because they're making room and getting ready to bring in Star Wars Land. Mm-hmm. So they're repurposing a lot of the park, and it's kind of hard to have a really popular holiday thing when you can't see it for all the construction walls.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's not the streets of America. It's going to be the narrow corridor between big old construction walls. And, well, let's just say lights just really aren't going to dress that up that much.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, it is a great experience. There's nothing like it. It is something you need to catch before it goes away. So should you have an opportunity to go, don't pass it up. It is an amazing show.
And here's hoping that once all that gets done and it reopens everywhere, that they find a place for, they find a new home for the Osborns. Could it be Disney Springs? Well, it won't be there anytime soon, because guess what else has got construction walls all around it? That would be Disney Springs.
Right.
So you're not going to put it over an Epcot. You could, but no. You're not going to put it in Magic Kingdom for the same reasons. And you're not going to put it up in Animal Kingdom. So it's really a case of there is no place to put it right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and who knows when it might come back. And a couple years from now, we could be saying it's not the Osborne family lights, but it's Chewbacca's Life Day celebration of the Star Wars Christmas special.
Kristen, I want you to go into the same room where Aljon is. I want you to smack him upside the head for daring to invoke the Star Wars holiday special.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
Yeah, you ought to be. Now, it could be like Coruscant and lights.
Yes.
You never know.
Yeah, exactly. So it very well could be, for sure. But at this point in time, let us, bow our heads for the Osborne Lights and its final showing, the curtain call. Until then, and we also did, by the way, just really quickly, we did the Food and Wine Classic at Swan and Dolphin, which was great. We also did a food tasting over there at the Four Seasons Resort, which was amazing. And we also stayed at Port Orleans, which we had a great time at Port Orleans, Kristen. I thought
it was the first time that we stayed at French Quarter.
Yeah, we've stayed at a lot of different places, but
French Quarter's nice.
The French Quarter's nice.
Been there once. That was that was a nice thing. Typically prefer Riverside, but like French Quarter.
Mm-hmm.
The nice thing was, as you enter in through the lobby area of French Quarter, the main entrance, and you walk out and you've got the pool right back there. Our building was the one to the left. So it was really convenient, especially, going to and from the parks, driving. You had to park in front of the main building. And so you just walk in, easily used the refillable mugs many times, much more so than we usually do, because every time we left and every time we came back, we had the mugs with us.
Very cool. Very cool. Let's just wrap this up by saying we had a great time on our vacation. For more details on this, we will expand upon it on Dining at Disney at her podcast.
Yes, because I have several episodes to do before the end of the year, because we're going to talk about the Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic, as well as the wine blending seminar that we tried. That'll be one of our shows. We tried Morimoto, so we're going to be talking about that. Jock Lindsay's will be talking more in depth on that, as well as the new menu of Pecos Bills. And then over at Four Seasons Orlando, we'll be talking about Kappa, the Spanish restaurant, and Lickety Split, their little deli / coffee shop.
It's awesome at the Four Seasons. Good stuff there for sure. So let's see. Oh, so now when we're done with our trip report, let's move on. The holidays are here. We're only a few days removed, a few days away, I should say, from Black Friday. I can't believe it. Where did this year go, folks? I can't believe it. But we do have a few things we can talk about. A couple headline news situations. We could probably just talk briefly about some of these things. I'll let Eric go ahead and talk about some news.
Actually, I'm going to skip all of my news.
Okay.
Because
just for time,
we still have our gift giving to talk about.
Yeah, and you have a whole show about that. So, Eric, what do you have on tap?
Okay, should we start off with what's happening or what has happened over in the Disney parks? One particular story in particular.
Yes.
If you were a fan of Off Kilter, you're probably laughing right about now, or at least chuckling in that neener kind of voice, because the act that replaced it, the Canadian Lumberjacks over there in the old Off Kilter stage, their last performance was today. And you just kind of get that feeling of just didn't last that long, did it? And there was this time around, there was no advance notice, really. No, not like there was with Mulch, Sweat, and Shears or Off Kilter or whenever. So it's the question of was this act doomed to failure from the get-go, number one? And number two, what do you think they're going to bring back or just bring after the holiday? Now, there's going to be like a holiday program, act in there for that, during the holidays part. But they said the new act would come back after the holidays. They did not say which act that was.
I'm afraid that Off Kilter will not be making a return.
I agree with you. It would be nice because a lot of fans were upset and a lot of fans still want Off Kilter back there. But let's face it, after 15 years, Disney is not going to hire them back at the same price or more. They would have to offer them more to come back, more than likely.
There's no reason to bring them back. They are not Canadian.
Here's what I'm thinking.
The Lumberjacks have more to do with Canada, and I have the solution for this problem.
What is it?
If they want to stick with music and you want to go with Canadian music, you need a cover band, because these are just some of the artists that are Canadian that they could play their music. You have Celine Dion, Alanis Morissette, Sarah McLachlan, Bryan Adams, Michael Bublé, Shania
Rush.
Twain, Avril
Rush.
Lavigne, Justin Bieber, Carly Rae Jepsen, Rush, Nickelback, Bare Naked Ladies, and Steppenwolf are just some of them that I thought of earlier off the top of my head.
Wow, Kristen,
all
that's
of
great.
those.
Okay.
I left some off that I had thought of because they couldn't be played because their lyrics are just too much. The Weeknd, they cannot play The Weeknd, as we all saw in the American Music Awards, that had to heavily be edited.
Yeah.
I mean, he even had to cut out a whole entire chorus or verse to the song because language was not appropriate.
Yeah.
So
here's what I see
look
happening.
at how many songs they could do.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I see happening, because they're going to have something like Off Kilter, but with no bagpipes. So what I see them doing, and so I'm going to go ahead and call this right now as a prediction. They will bring in people dressed like lumberjacks, but they are a cover band doing the more rock-oriented music, like your Bryan Adams, like
Bare
your
Naked
Rush,
Lady. Yeah.
like your BNL. But they are going to be more Canadian than before. And I don't know that it's going to succeed, but it's possible. And the reason that I say I don't know that it will is because there are still people who think, well, this is not Off Kilter. It's not good enough. Maybe they're right. But you're going to see, it'll be just like British Revolution, only with a more Canadian slant to it.
Well, look, a single writer saying, no more cover bands. Well, look, they're not going to bring in the William Shatner, Martin Short experience.
There's not much that can be done that's Canadian. You have certain things that are very distinctly of other countries in Europe. Like, you do see street performers in Italy. You walk through the streets of Rome or, some of those places and at Venice, and you see these people that are being statues or doing juggling or anything like that. Those things exist there. Canada is very much like the US as far as it's just the way that the country is. It's very similar to us. There's only so much that you can work with. You can't bring an ice skating rink in there and do some kind of hockey show,
Watch out
it is Florida. So that rules out one of the national sports of Canada. But
or you could have like Bob and Doug McKenzie come out and just do, it's like, hey, take off, you hoser, eh? But that might not fly too well with some people.
Well, you could have you could bring Dan Aykroyd there to do stand up. You could if you wanted to. Feel free. We could talk about the Bassmatic all day long. But the thing is that it's better than a karaoke cover band. Hey, look, I'm a musician myself, and I'll tell you that people, the draw for those different places is music. Music and culture and food go hand in hand. You experience a culture's food, you experience a culture's music, you experience a pavilion. That stuff goes hand in hand. Those experiences of the Italian places, when you go and you look at the Chinese dancers that are there doing the thing, the taiko drummers in Japan, those are distinctly that culture, which is great. The lumberjacks were a good experience, but the thing is, none of the lumberjacks were Canadian either, so they got under fire. They're damned if they do, damned if they don't. And yes, none of the damn lumberjacks were Canadian.
They were fake Canadians.
They were fake Canadians. I know this because we have a guy, I'm not going to incriminate him, but we have cast members that are friends that know where the lumberjacks are from, and not a damn one of them are from Canada.
Canada.
I did that jokingly. Canada, but yes, I did say Canada. America's hat. So
there you go. Oh, excuse me, it's Canada. It should be America's toque.
Imagineer 6 is saying then have Lamp Storm doing a squash match on stage. Yes, okay. If we were able to get a wrestling show there, maybe. Yeah, let's put a wrestling ring out there and have the Hart family come out there and do a Canadian wrestling, Stampede Wrestling right there. Yes, we could do a wrestling show. they'll cut promos on the audience. Like, well, guys over UK, we hate you. We're going to throw you over the rope for
Imagineer. Imagineer 6 is that they should just have someone sing the Canadian national anthem 12 times a day.
Oh
no! What you need to do is like just you have the wrestling ring out there, and you just like you bring in wrestlers from other pavilions. It's kind of like. Tonight, for one fall only, it's Canada versus Morocco.
15-minute time limit. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, we could do that. I think they probably will bring in another band, and I think Eric is correct. I just hope they do have someone that has a tie-in to Canada.
Yeah.
So. That's all we can hope for is a little bit of authenticity. And truth be told, I don't think anyone from British Revolution is British,
Well, that to me doesn't really it doesn't bother me that none of the lumberjacks were not Canadian.
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me because you have people working in other pavilions that aren't from that country. Like you have people that are not Swedish working in, it's not Norwegian working in Norway. I get confused because it's not Norway. It's not Swedish anymore. It's freaking Arendelle. So, but case in point, we went to Tepanito for dinner one trip, And you see where there's all these people from the countries, and the cook comes out, and he's from Mobile, Alabama. He goes, "Welcome, Tepanito. My name's Jerome. I am from Mobile, Alabama. How you doing? Konnichiwa." That's what we're supposed to say here. That doesn't bother me.
Wow.
Was he Japanese?
That's when you're really short on staff to, that you can't get enough people to come and fill in. Because normally those positions are only held by people from those countries.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't bother me so long as what you are presenting has a tie into it.
I agree.
So
I never was one to hate on the Lumberjacks. In fact, I enjoyed the Lumberjack show when I saw it there. And typically Kristen and I will stop and actually watch it because it's fun. And I'm all about, experiencing different cultures. I, of course, I'm a musician, if you can't tell from this video in the back. So I love me a great band. Some of the cover bands at Disney are a little suspect, but I give them all props for entertaining the masses because it's not easy. It is.
Yeah, they're not there to make Grammy records. They're there to entertain people. As long as they do that.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah. And you know what? They entertain more people than not. You can't please everybody. That's the thing. Even the people that watch our show, will send us hate mail and we'll get love mail at the same time. You just can't please everybody. That's the bottom line on that. Having said that, thank you for that news article. Do we have any other any news articles, Eric, on your neck of the woods?
We can talk about things that are going down for refurbishments if you would like.
Feel free.
Magic Kingdom, we got Liberty Tree Tavern, which is opening up towards the end of this week. It's coming off their long refurbishment. The TTA People Mover, which I always like to call the Blue Line, that's a short refurbishment from December 7th through the 11th. Splash Mountain, another short one, January 10th through the 16th. Liberty Square Riverboat. It seems you cannot maneuver. You cannot go to Disney without running the chance of the Liberty Square Riverboat being down for something. But this time around, it's the 18th through the 23rd of January. And Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, it's going to be closed for refurbishment January 18th through February 12th. Epcot Sum of All Thrills is going down this coming Monday, the 30th, and it's going to be down through December the 5th. Captain EO, as we have discussed before on the show, which I thought was a little overdue for closing down on December 7th, and that theater will reopen on the 19th as Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. And of course, the big one going on the first part of the year of next year, Soarin'.
Yeah.
Soarin' closing from January 4th through June the 2nd. Kind of makes you wonder, what can we expect to see from that?
Soaring around the world, baby.
Soaring around the world. We hope so. Hollywood Studios, really the only thing that's on a brief refurbishment right at the moment is the Jedi Training Academy. A week from today, Tuesday, it opens up as Jedi Training Trials of the Temple. Blizzard Beach, which I think is hilarious.
Will be closing there next year.
When is that?
January 11th through late 2016. Pizza Planet's going to be closed.
Okay, I'm putting that in my notes. Pizza Planet closing January when?
January 11th through late 2016. This is from an official Disney source, by the way.
Okay.
I'm looking at one right now. I was just looking to see if there was anything I needed to know about.
Okay, so how much do you want to bet that it reopens up as Dexter's Diner?
There is that possibility.
There is that possibility. Yeah. Blizzard Beach is currently closed through January 3rd. That's the annual refurbishment they do. Then they're going to open back up. Typhoon Lagoon is going to close through March 13th.
Eric, could you repeat again when Captain EO closes? For
December 7th. A day that will live in infamy for some.
Right.
Yeah.
I
And
will
I'll
miss
just-
Captain EO.
I will say this.
I didn't write it last time. I wish I had. Natalie and I would always go on it.
Yeah, it's
Like every trip, we had to do Captain EO.
I saw Captain EO back when it was new.
And see, I didn't see it then. So it was new for me when it came back.
It was good at the time. It was good in the mid to late 80s. It was fine. It was great. It did not age well. And it was long in the tooth when they pulled it the first time. And this is why nostalgia is such a dangerous thing. You take something away and people go, "Oh, I miss it. Oh, I really wish that we could have it back." And then they bring it back and it's just kind of like, it's not quite as good as I thought it was. So the classic example, Enchanted Tiki Room. What happened when they changed things around? They brought in Zazu and Iago. People are saying, "Oh, we want the original back. This sucks. We don't like it. We want the original back." Then they bring the original back. And when was the last time you actually had to wait in line for Enchanted Tiki Room?
Never.
We walked right in. Walked
See,
right in now.
that's the thing. Yes, I'm going to miss Maelstrom. Yes, I miss Horizons. Yes, I will miss any attraction that I went on that I loved and that they're taking away.
I do not miss Body Wars.
Well, I don't really miss that Body Wars that much either, but it was kind of cool.
I did. I like it because it's like like inner space. I kind of like that whole thing.
No Martin Short though.
No Martin Short, no. But
so
well,
I mean, that's
go ahead,
just
Eric.
that's just the thing. We make things better in our minds.
Mhm.
That is the danger of nostalgia and trying to bring it back, because yes, you now you have the Enchanted Tiki Room like it was originally, but you don't care. And see, that's the thing. Nostalgia will not bring people back to the parks time and time again to spend more money. It just won't.
The only thing that I could see them bringing back and it actually having lines would be Journey into Imagination.
Yes. And even then, I don't think you could do it exactly the same way that it was.
Right.
No, I think you could do it better, but very similar.
Yeah. It's like Horizons. You would have to update the crap out of Horizons
Mm-hmm.
because none of the stuff they predicted came to pass.
Right.
You know
We
what
talked about
attraction
that.
needs to be updated with something current is Living with the Land, because every time we ride that, it has the same audio from it. Right now, they're doing this. And you're like, no, they're not. They did that like 30 years ago, people. That is not going on anymore. This is not current news.
Well, I tell you, well, we appreciate it. Show's running long, folks. We're going to do this really quick. Black Friday is right around the corner here, and if you want to support the show, don't forget to check out our website at www.afterdark.com. Amazon links, Fandango movie ticket links also there. And right now, everyone's going to present something that the Disney fan, Marvel, or Star Wars fan in your life will appreciate to purchase, and we'll include those links in our show notes. Let's first start off with Kristen. What couple things do you have in terms of Black Friday fun for our Disney fans out there?
Okay, this one has got to be one of my favorite Disney food related items that I have seen in a long time. And it is a salt and pepper shaker that is Disney sweet treats. One of them is the Mickey Premium Ice Cream Bar, and the other one is the Rice Krispie treat. That's the Mickey head with the ears that are dipped in chocolate. How cool is that? Who does not want to have that sitting on their counter?
I like
I
it.
love it.
You can get that through our link to the
Disney
Store
Mm-hmm.
as well. Yes, very good.
Another one of my favorite things that they have at the Disney Store is customizable mugs, because they've got a variety of them, anything from, short mugs to tall mugs to tumblers, and you can get them in, classic Disney characters, Beauty and the Beast, Alice in Wonderland. You can do Pixar. They've got, Ratatouille and Toy Story. They've got Marvel. Even they have some Hawkeye merchandise. So if you like Hawkeye, it's not just the main ones that everybody thinks of when they think of Marvel. And of course, they've got Star Wars. You can get those with their name on, personalized, change colors up on them, which I think is super cool as a gift to give somebody. It lets them know you put some thought in it. It's got you can put their name on it if you want, and then whatever their Disney favorite is. And then I've got 2 more that I'm going to mention. One, this is just cool. It is a Mickey Mouse kettle style popcorn popper. Ooh, nice. And it's the box, and it's got 2 little shoes on the bottom that, help it stand up. And the bottom part of it is the Mickey's red pants with the white dots on it. And then the handle on the door is Mickey's hand to open it. And the top is Mickey's head. So like the black hat with
the
with
ears?
the mouse ears to it.
Okay.
It is super cool, and it's on Amazon.
Cool.
And my last thing that I want to mention is for people who like candy, Jelly Belly. We even saw these at the D23 Expo. Was the Jelly Belly jelly bean machines, and they have them with Mickey Mouse. There's Star Wars, and there's even a Frozen one. So
nice.
Those are some of my favorites.
Well, thank you for
Eric,
that.
how about you?
Okay. Actually, I've got a bunch of stuff for the Marvel Zombie on your shopping list. First of all, if you want to go to the Amazon link on WDWAfterDark.com, there are some good books, Marvel books that you can recommend. One of them being the Marvel Encyclopedia by Matt Forbeck. And it's hardcover for buying you at $24. That's a good one. There's also my favorite Marvel book of all time, and this should come as no surprise to anybody: How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. It's an older book. It's written by Stan Lee and John Buscema from about 1984. But I have used this as a reference for many, many years. And it really takes you behind the scenes on how you achieve the Marvel look. And that if you're interested in art, interested in drawing, interested in comics, then this is a book that you want to pick up.
I own it. I don't know where mine is anymore, but I have it.
I have it. If I could walk over to the bookcase and get it for you, but anyway, if you are also into reading comics, what you want to get is Marvel Unlimited. Now, this is what is Marvel Unlimited, you may ask. Well, basically, it's like Netflix for comic books. This is Marvel's data. It's an online database. You have unlimited access to over, I keep seeing conflicting reports on this, either over 15,000 or over 17,000 issues. And that is a lot. That is a lot. And more issues are added every week. And they'll come in about 6 months after they hit the stores. So if you're a little patient, you can keep up with what's going on. But one thing they did when Disney acquired Lucasfilm, they got all of the Star Wars comics, all that have ever been printed, and they added to Marvel Unlimited. Even the ones that were originally printed under Dark Horse, they have been brought in under Marvel. So if you're really wanting to kill time before Force Awakens, download this app. You download the app and then you subscribe. It is available both on the App Store and on Google Play. And it is there are 2 different subscription levels. There is the one that I'm on, which is $69 a year. And basically, you think about it, that's that's about $6 per month. And so with the way comic books are priced nowadays, you read 2 or 3 of them, it's paid for itself.
Right.
And then there is the annual plus, which is $99 per year. And you get some extra perks and bonuses with that. Now you can make this a gift subscription. And basically what you do is you go to Marvel's website, marvel.com, and you can set it up as a gift to somebody else. Another thing that you can get as a gift to someone else is a Netflix gift card. You can get them from places like Best Buy, and I'm assuming Amazon as well. Best Buy is where I saw this, but you can give somebody a gift card. And why is it Marvel? Well, simple. 4 reasons: Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, not to mention Disney movies that are already, not just Disney movies, but Marvel movies that are on Netflix.
Star Wars, The Clone Wars.
Yeah, that too. But if you prefer DVDs and Blu-rays, well, here's a couple of collections you can do. You can still get the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 1. It's a symbol set. You can get that through Amazon, through the link on the website. And you can also pre-order the Phase 2 collection. This is an Amazon exclusive, as a matter of fact. And you can pre-order it. It will be released on December 8th. So there's that. And if you're looking for toys, then I could recommend the Playmation Marvel Avengers Starter Pack, which you can get through the Disney Store. You can go through our link on the website as well. And it has, let's see, what does it have? Oh, dang it. Why'd you do this? Basically, it's kind of like what the Wii is to video games. This is to toys. You strap on a repulsor glove, and you have like different missions with different characters that you can get and assemble and put different places. Mike, the co-host of Mighty Marvel Geeks, he played through this and he just absolutely loved it. Now he said it was for his 6-year-old girl, but we all know, Mike, it was for you.
For sure. Well, very good. That's awesome. Thank you, Eric. Very good links there. I am going to go with the book route because I really think that when it comes down to hardcore Disney fans and Marvel fans, you're going to love this. My first thing is this is part of my library, and you can pick this up using our Amazon links. This is the book by Marty Sklar, Imagineer. Nice. Dream It, Do It, My Half-Century Creating Disney's Magic Kingdom by Disney Editions. So please check this book out. It has a lot of great stories. It's a pretty thick read too. Some pictures in there. So it's very nice. So I don't know. That's Eric. That's Eric. So a very nice read. Very nice book. And if you're a fan of Imagineering, you're a fan of Walt, Marty Sklar is awesome. And there's Eric's book. Where is it?
That is the book. I told you I could go over to my bookcase and get it.
I remember that book. I bought it when I was a kid. And yes, I spent so much time trying to draw like Jack Kirby. It was ridiculous. So anyway, we've got that. Another. Yes, Kristen loves the Disney drawing books. Another.
That's always good. Maybe you don't maybe you're not a Marvel person. You don't want to draw comics. Maybe you
talk to the left because you're
right. Your favorite Disney characters. What's really been trendy is you've seen these, I'm sure. The adult coloring books. I'm surprised that Disney has not done one with like something for adults to do, that's more detailed. Like
I
the
think
castles
that there may be a certain element there who probably think, somebody is going to see the words adult coloring book and they're going to just go bow chicka bow wow, and it's just going to be all over.
Yeah. Well, the fact of the matter is, clinical studies have said that coloring books as an adult is a very therapeutic way to.
Now, see, I find drawing to be therapeutic. I like to draw. It's just.
I know that.
Me,
I know Eric does as well. Being an artist himself, I find playing music very relaxing. So, just to continue on, I have two more things. If you're a fan of Star Wars, pick up the Star Wars Vault. This book is an amazing book, just like the Star Wars Encyclopedia, which happens to be out, but I have yet to get it. As you can see here, this came out during the 30th anniversary of Star Wars, and you can still pick this up from Harper Entertainment. And as you pick this up and you leaf through the book, there is tons of diagrams about collectibles, posters, pop-ups. In fact, one of my favorite things about this book is that there are like ticket things, and like here, I don't know if you can see this, but you can take this out, and it says there's a land speeder by Coke, like an actual replica cutout land speeder.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, I remember those.
Brought to you by Coca-Cola and Burger Chef. So they actually have like recreations of old giveaways and things that are here that you wouldn't already get. Like Ralph McQuarrie's sketches for the now I'm losing my Star Wars cred here, but the animatics and things like that, they have little pullouts that you can see here of the way they did the stop motion animation for that Hoth scene. Different notes, set notes, and diagrams that they faithfully recreated and inserted into the book. So it's kind of like having a little bit of Lucasfilm with you, which is cool.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely check out the Star Wars Vault for the Star Wars fans in your house. Now, the last book that I have, because I'm such a big fan of books, is something Eric would love, and this is the 75th anniversary of Marvel Comics. So I got this at the C2E2, and here's the front, and it's actually a collection. And on the very back, you have old Captain America and the Avengers. But then you open it, and it comes out, as you can see here.
Oh, Infinity Gauntlet cover.
Yeah. And you have a replica cover of the Infinity Gauntlet with Thanos.
I had that as a poster.
And then you have the very first appearance of the original Human Torch from the 1930s. And as you open it up, every cover is represented in full color inside. So you get to see every bit of 75 years of Marvel, including Daredevil, the Avengers, Spider-Man, the X-Men, and so much more. In fact, I'm going to take this to every comic book convention because I already had some artists sign their covers inside this.
That is an awesome idea.
Yeah. So I went and I had one of Spider-Man's current artists sign his name by his Spider-Man art, which is great. So here's an example of an amazing cover by let's see. Well, here.
I can't read it
Hold
from
on a
here.
second. I'm trying to. Here it is. This is one of my favorite artists, J. Scott Campbell. So,
nice.
You can see here, J. Scott Campbell and Spider-Man art. So, once again, great books, coffee table books, high quality books from DK. So, giving my shout out to DK. Definitely check this out for the comic book fan. It's definitely going to be hours upon hours of fun. Books are fun, learning's fun, and Marty Sklar is definitely fun. So,
okay.
So check that out. And that pretty much wraps up our big extended episode for today. Trip reports. We could have gone on an entire show. I believe we did. We talked about some Black Friday things for gift giving, as well as some Disney news. Let's just wrap up the show, everybody. Sound good?
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. So please don't forget to follow us at WDW After Dark on social media and WDW After Dark webcast on Facebook. Subscribe and like our shows, our podcasts, and our YouTube channel, if you will. Eric, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on Sorcerer Radio twice a week, Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Eastern and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. I had to think about that for a second. But you can also find me online at Twitter at Uncle Servo and at Sorcom Review, and also check out the Sorcom Review's Facebook page at facebook.com/Sorcom Review.
Thank you, Kristen.
diningatdisney.com on social media such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Periscope. It is Dining at Disney. For YouTube, it's the Dining at Disney. And on iTunes,
Very
you
nice.
can download the Dining at
You can find me at
Disney
Jedi
podcast.
Mouseketeer. I can't talk now.
Jedi Meisky.
JediMouseketeer.com. We've got a lot of movie trailers getting ready to be posted, as well as some Black Friday links. You can also check out Kristen and I's other podcast that's also on Sorcerer Radio at srsounds.com, WDW Tiki Room. And as I mentioned, we've got reviews of our different reports from different resorts around Disney that you can check out, as well as celebrity interviews, like our talk with Greg Grunberg that Kat Corey did for us at Stanley's Kamikaze a few weeks back. I'll also be posting some updated Jessica Jones panel news from New York Comic Con. We were there. We had our microphones there. You're going to hear that. By the way, Marvel's Jessica Jones, not for everyone in the house. It is adult Marvel show on Netflix, but I highly recommend it. This is not the Avengers. It's something darker, but it's very, very good. So please follow us there as well. Thank you all for tuning in. We do appreciate it. And we will see you next time. Remember, it's better after dark. Take care.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?